This Friday, August's full moon will peak early in the morning, but it's not just any full moon.
That's right. Here to tell us more about why this one will be a special one is meteorologist Hannah Sheehy.
Yeah, so it's the Sturgeon moon, but it's also a blood moon, which is a lunar moon. And that's the cool part. The sad part is, unfortunately, I think the clouds will be taking over the sky, but hopefully there are some breaks. And if you are a very early riser and you look up, hopefully you might be able to see a tint of red in the sky.
Now, are you going to be able to see this Thursday night? Because I know we talked to the folks with the Eastern Trail that have a special moonlight walk on Thursday night.
Yes.
To be able to see that.
Yeah,
so is that a possibility?
Yeah, so it's going to be Thursday night and into the very, very early morning on Friday. The full moon peaks very early Friday morning, but the whole event is starting before 10 p.m. Thursday night.
Cool.
So it's a big event. Hopefully the clouds won't overtake us completely, but it's going to be a cool view to see across the U.S. So if people are traveling down to maybe southern New England, you might have a shot at seeing it. Again, New England does look a little bit cloudy, but this is what it should look like. This is a picture sent by Jonathan of our lunar moon that we had back in March. So this is the second lunar eclipse that we have had this year. And interestingly enough, they actually pair together with a solar eclipse, and that's what we had earlier this month. And it's because of the way our moon is currently aligned on the sun's ecliptic. So here's our full moon. Of course, it is on the 28th, which is very early Friday morning, Thursday night into Friday. You might not be able to tell the difference Thursday night, but it is our Sturgeon moon, named for the type of fish that we typically see this time of year, especially in the Great Lakes, but across the North America. So here is the partial lunar eclipse. It's going to start at around 9:23 p.m. Thursday night, but again, it's only a partial lunar eclipse. So that means at the 9 o'clock hour, you're going to start to see the moon start to dim a little bit. That's when we're going to be in the penumbral eclipse phase. The partial eclipse will then begin at around 10:30. Then the maximum eclipse will happen just after midnight and just before the start of our full moon, and then the whole thing will wrap up at around 3 a.m. So you have a good 6-hour window if you want to sit out there all night to try and see maybe a red phase of the moon. Definitely go do that. We won't have another full eclipse or a full lunar eclipse until 2028. So we'll have some partial ones in between then, but we did have a full one back in March of this year. And the reason that the moon turns red and the reason that it doesn't turn red all the time, which is the biggest question mark in my head, and I had to do some research, is because of what we know as the sun's ecliptic, which is the line that is perfectly aligned between the sun, the earth, and the moon. So when they're perfectly aligned like that, that's when we get a solar eclipse like we saw at the beginning of this month, and that's when we can get a lunar eclipse once the moon is on the backside of the earth, which is what it's going to be Thursday night. And it's the Earth's shadow that it's covered in. And behind our Earth's shadow, you can only see scattered red light. Usually we get blue scattered light on the side where their sun is, but on the backside, we just see red light. So the eclipse is going to be visible entirely across the Midwest, through the deep South, through the Northeast. And then the further west you go, west of Texas, you'll only be able to see a partial eclipse, and then the penumbral phase only visible for states bordering the the western side of our country. But it's going to be a great event. If we can get any, hopefully, clear sky at any point Thursday night, it's going to be something you won't want to miss. But the good news is that we do get these relatively often. We had 2 this year, so it's not going to be, you know, life or death situation like a solar eclipse, which is a little bit more rare.
Still very cool. I've been noticing the moon these past couple nights driving in.
It's getting
Jeff,
brighter.
Have you been noticing it?
Oh yeah, it was, and even last night it was awesome. So, and the one thing too is we're lucky too. Here's the good news: we have great photographers that have some unbelievable cameras that can take some pictures. So, in case you don't get to wake up and see it, you know our viewers will come through in the clutch.
Exactly.
For us,
I was going to say we have great photographers, and our viewers are great photographers. They send in some really great pictures. The one that I just showed was from one of our viewers. So, if you see any, make sure, or if you see the moon, make sure to send those pictures in.
Yeah, I wonder if they're taking it with their iPhones. Probably not.
Probably not. I don't think my iPhone could do justice.
Some of these photographers have really good telephoto lenses, nice close-up,
Yeah, so we're excited to see that. But if you have any weather-related questions you'd like to ask, just scan the QR code on your screen and then click on Weather Authority. There you can leave us a question and you might see them answered on air.
Hannah, can't wait. Thank you.